Typically, I'm more of the back office of outliers, so it's nice to get out and talk to some of y'all. We decided that it would be nice to share a little bit under the hood some research and operations methodologies of outliers, because we realized that not just the domains that we invest in, space and intelligence, but the way we work is fairly unique, and we want to share that with you so you can kind of see how the way we're doing things differently. Interestingly, the story of how we work, at least for me, starts 10 years ago when I met Poseidon at the MIT Media Lab. We were both in our own way doing research of complex systems and collective intelligence, but from very different angles. Poseidon was actually using ants as a medium to study collective intelligence. And I was actually using cities and computational simulation to kind of work on urban scale problems and help people work together on those problems. But what we had in common was an interest in how the world works and using a blend of technology and research together to pursue those problems. And so even though we've both come a long way over 10 years and come back together in venture capital, a lot of those techniques and ways of thinking and working are still with us today.
Ira, thank you so much. I want to just chip in just maybe 1 minute to,因为我之前也没有 review 过他们的 slides， 我也不知道他们会 share 这个东西，但应该很少人知道我以前花了好几年的时间研究蚂蚁。那我对蚂蚁感兴趣，主要是来自于，其实这个跟我们等一下最重头戏的这个 session 高度相关，就是每一个蚂蚁其实只能储存0跟1这样的 binary 的 state machine。就当时我发现，我如果对这些蚂蚁渲染紫外光，全部蚂蚁可以变成0；我对这些蚂蚁投射红外光，全部蚂蚁可以变成1。光是知道这一点，你只要给我足够多的蚂蚁，我可以 build enough binary state machine，and 足够多的0101，我可以再 build 更进一步的 AND OR XOR 这种逻辑层，而这些足够多的逻辑层，我可以 build 一台比你手上的 iPhone 跟 MacBook 更强大的算力电脑，只是这些蚂蚁很难控制。那当时我在 MIT 做的研究是这个。And Ira actually built like from bachelor at MIT, master at MIT, started architecture. 其实你们可能不知道，我们的 Head of Research CTO 他也不是太空背景的，他也不是 AI Robotics 背景的，他其实之前在 MIT 做教授，他的 department 是 Architecture and Urban Planning， 就是都市规划设计跟建筑相关的。其实把这一块拼图拼上去的人就是我，现在这个手就是我的手。那当时我非常被他的 project 所吸引。I don't need to go too much, but if anyone is interested, you can search Cityscope. This project is the single most funded project of MIT Media Lab in the past 40 years. Yeah. So Ira, please, sorry for chipping in. You can go up to the next one.
No, that works out. All right. So the next interesting thing that happened to me in the last 2 years was when Poseidon approached me. We've actually been friends since 2016, but around the end of 2024, and honestly we've been talking about it a while, but we've always wanted to start a fund where science and research and technology were at the forefront. So we wanted to use these more scientific research-based methods, data-driven methods, in a fund itself. And we talked about what that would mean for a fund. And it means a few different things, but for us right now, I think the most important aspect of this is we don't just consume tools. We're not buying software as a service to do everything. We're actually very happy and want to build tools where it makes sense. And specifically in cases where we feel like the current tools for investment strategy, data analysis, even LP relations are not good enough. And we're actually living in a very interesting time right now where because of AI partly, it's getting easier and easier to build these tools. And just to make it very concrete how we're doing that, So I don't know what phase a lot of you in the audience are in terms of your AI journey. I think that a lot of us are going to go through a very big change, if you haven't already, in terms of transitioning from using AI as a chatbot to really using it in your day-to-day workflows. I know that for a lot of us on the team, it's already changed the way we work together, and in terms of productivity and just what we're capable of doing. As you know, these AI tools started to become extremely powerful, honestly, around November, December 2025. And we realized this right away. So as soon as we could, we actually arranged a workshop in person for the entire team from around the world. We flew to Taipei, and we committed 4 days to do nothing but learn agentic workflows. And we did this in 4 phases. We collectively introduced the concept of using it just as a chatbot, but then we graduated in the next day to using it to edit files collectively. And then after that, we graduated to using truly agentic AI, where you are giving these agents control over your file systems and how you work. So they become your literal hands when you are the brain. And then we've also been using AI orchestration. So over 4 days, we actually took our whole team from layer 1 to layer 4 in this diagram. And that's anyone from our GPs to the most junior staff are using AI, which is very exciting. And we've been very serious about that as soon as it became apparent we could use these in our organization. And during that time, we also had guest lectures from 2 co-founders who also are using AI end-to-end in their organizations. We had the CEO of Dcard come, and also the co-founder of Lutex, both showing, convincing us and showing us that, this is not only possible, but they're already doing it in their own companies. So one of the beautiful things of this 4-day workshop is we didn't just learn the tools, but we are very project-based. So within those 4 days, we actually scoped out, designed, and built 3 different working systems specifically for Outliers operations. And this was one, an entire accounting and expensing system, which could easily cost us thousands of dollars per year in subscription fees, but we just managed to replace a lot of these softwares as a service internally already. And it actually works better. And we have more control over our categories and reporting, and even how our team submits expenses is integrated into the system. So this was kind of our flagship learning moment where we realized, wow, we really can just build all the tools ourselves. We don't have to rely on other software companies anymore for a lot of what we do. Another great tool we designed was a network visualization interface. We can literally visualize all the connections between all of our Outliers network, GPs, LPs, venture partners.
For this, Ira, if I am allowed to chip in this Outliers network, the data source, like this guy is gone. Like, where is David? So this Outliers network project is built on top of a legacy of David Zhou, our co-GP and head of IR. Because if you guys know, that his father used to be the chief of staff of Jiang Jingguo. And then so it passed down 2 generations. His dad built from 0 to 20,000 contacts. He expanded from 21 years old to 59 years old in the past 38 years. Expand that from 20,000 contact to 40,000 contact. And I consider that one of the biggest assets of Outliers Fund. He honestly just 500 of his LPs successfully helped us raise Fund 3 and then OSFOIF of today. And when back in the days when his dad was working for Jiang Jingguo, it was handwritten for sure. And then when later on he migrated those into Outlook, and 10 years ago or 9 years ago when David met me, I forced him to use Google. Please, these data, you cannot be just in your computer? What if your computer like suddenly break down? Like this is 你们的家族传承的这个传家之宝，你不怕不见，我都怕不见，因为跟 Outliers 募资有很大的关系。And so I forced him to convert that into Google Drive. But in January 26th, the 30th this year, Ira even pushed this even further. Like, besides just beyond just a static Google sheet of 20 plus entries, these entries are so detailed that you cannot imagine this guy, how he document business card and so on. Like, you guys are all in his database. And he will track to your third generation, like your granddaughter, which school your granddaughter went, which major, and after your granddaughter graduated from Yale, you whether work in Goldman Sachs, position as chief economist based in New York office, and then who his husband is. His husband doesn't eat beef and play golf, like such as, like very contextual. And because this is so contextual, so Ira and I started to have a very tricky idea. We spent a lot of time debating with David because once we introduce cloud code and AI agents, it's somehow we are afraid that these proprietary confidential data might be exposed, got leaked out to a wider audience. But it actually helped us to find, for example, Linindi and HH, they are two of our biggest LP in our fund. Actually, without Linindi and HH introducing their friends to us, when this network is large enough and it's so contextual, we kind of know if Linindi invests in our fund, who around Linindi will invest in our fund. We actually know by AI, by similar profiles. They both studied architecture. They both went to 中原大学, and so on. Yeah. So sorry, Ira, I got too excited to provide context on Outliers network.
I think the proof is that we are building things that are exciting and interesting to us, and we hope others. So that's always a great sign. And then after that great work building this network visualization interface, we also managed to find time for a third project that we scoped and shipped. And you might have noticed that we recently released our new website. So our new website, if you visited outliers.fund, was built completely with Claude code by people who have never coded before. So this is actually my favorite example too, maybe because Molly Ho and Brian Dye in the audience went from not coding to being confident building our entire website. And it looks great, I think. And I think, and we could build it pretty quickly too. We shipped it in a matter of a couple weeks and some review. So it's just very apparent to me and us that we live in a new era of putting these technical capabilities in the hands of people who couldn't do this before. And it's fun to be part of a team who's willing to do this and learn these tools comprehensively. Another tool that we've been building, and I think is exemplary of how we work and think, is our own team atlas. And so when I say the team atlas, I mean literally the 10 or so outliers in the room around you. We're not just a list of people who are randomly together. One reason I like working with Poseidon is we're very thoughtful and diligent about who's joining the team and why. What resilience are we building into our operations by having different people on? So we think of ourselves as not like a pyramid of people working under Poseidon, but as a network of people with different responsibilities and expertise that together make us strong and robust as a fund. And we think that because of this way of looking at ourselves in a sort of a horizontal network-based way, we are more prepared than other funds, I would say, to take on whatever challenge approaches us. So for instance, we never know which company is going to come our way that we might invest in, and we have to very quickly decide, well, who knows best about this company, and who has the most potential background, or who knows somebody who can help us find out whether the founder is legit or not. So I think this is a great example of how we think and work here. I think a lot of you've seen the Space Technology Atlas, so I'll just kind of go over it quickly, but relevant to our space technology investments in particular, Sophia on our teams worked really hard to put together this very comprehensive data of how public money flows through space companies in the US, and this is already informed for space technology investments that we've made and will continue to do so. Finally, I wanted to wrap up by showing you one tool that we're actually working on, and we're happy to start releasing it in the next quarter. It's the investor portal. So this is not just an internal tool, but this will be for folks like you in the room who invest in our funds. And you will have the opportunity to visualize in real time. So as soon as we know something, we will keep our portal up to date with all of our capital calls, all of our investments. You'll be able to see how each fund is structured, the entities in the fund. You'll be able to see how much capital has been raised, how much capital has been distributed, all month by month as we go along. So now on the screen, you're seeing this kind of visualization of, say, the fund raising process where we've gathered our LPs, and then even up to the fund is only 4 months old. We've already deployed capital. In this case, the scientific fund to nearly 4 portfolio companies, and you can kind of see that all summarized in the fund in both a collective sense, but also if you log in as an investor, you'd be able to see your own personal stake in that fund. And we'd be doing this for both the scientific fund and the intelligence fund. So we're building this out, so please be patient as we get this ready, and we'll hopefully have some call on some of you in the community to be our first beta users of our portal, but eventually rolling it out to everyone, of course. And we think that the power of this is rather than submitting quarterly reports as emails or PDF documents. We don't want to actually put all those reports together, and you don't want to wait for them. So what we want to do is, all of the work that we do when we invest, when we evaluate companies, we're just going to put that into our database like we usually do, and the LP portal will largely be a reflection of our own databases. So it'll save us time, and it'll save you time, and in a way give you eyes into the whole process the way we see it. So we're really excited to be rolling this out. Again, another tool that last year might not have been possible without the efficiency and productivity that these AI coding tools have given us. And we're really happy we can start bringing this to you in the coming quarters.
Okay, thank you very much, Ira. I'm gonna, if anyone is interested in some of these tools that we built by ourselves, it's model.outliers.fun. These are open source. Like earlier, Zach probably talked a little bit about, we compare different AI models, Opus, Grok, OpenAI, Gemini 3, and GPT 345. Where are they in our industry progress? How complex system they can solve? This one we didn't demo, but just now Ira demo a little bit. This one primarily is built by Sophia, the girl who graduated from MIT Aeroastro last year and worked at NASA for 4 years. This one actually was to answer my question. One question I have for our team is, actually, with so limited private capital invest in these space companies, how are they still alive? And they found out that there are actually 将近52000多笔的这个 non-diluted funding, diluted funding, grants, prime contracts, subcontracts 是从32个联邦政府部门跟100多个系统整合开发商跟这个台湾叫军火商转给剩下这些7000多个跟美国太空产业相关，这个里面包含 supplier component 做零组件的，或是做这个火箭跟人造卫星材料的公司，全部都在上面。那这个也是我们 proprietary， 就 data source 其实是来自 usspending.com 的.org 的这一个网站。那我们也是因为这套系统先 build 了，我们在 reverse engineering 反推，美国现在有53个细分赛道是大量灌水、大量灌钱。 就联邦政府部门的国防部、经济部、能源部、DARPA、NSF、NASA 往里面灌的钱，其实就足以让我们作为一个 VC 进去，然后可以看到这间公司成长。那前面有那个 Ira 有讲到那个 Tim Atlas， 我也稍微讲一下，就是其实我真的很感谢 Sophia、Ira 还有我们团队这些 R&D team， 他们 build 的这些 tool 基本上都是来自于 Poseidon 的烦恼，因为我一直很烦恼，我们团队才10个人，但是我们要 manage， 现在我们 Fund 3还在进行，Fund 3还有2年半要 portfolio manage growth、exit、distribute， 然后 write reports。And OSF 跟 OIF 现在 OSF 投了4个项目 ，OIF 投了2个项目，紧锣密鼓的。我们团队到底有谁可以 sit on investment committee board？ 那因为我太忙了，所以我把自己踢出来。现在我们 investment committee board 是 Albert 负责 legal compliance 跟 geopolitical 这些 macro 的东西，那 David 负责 business model、business team track record 这些东西，那 Brian 负责我们 community、PR、marketing、design 去看这些公司的这些 sense。那我们的这个修 A 教授，也不知道修 A 在不在，也是，对，就是负责财务 auditing 去审核他们的3大财务报表，会计报表，然后去反推他们有没有财务造假这些东西。那当然 ，Ira 是负责我们就是 evaluate 所有的团队他们的 technical feasibility、sustainability、scalability， 他们到底能不能够把他们在 pitch 我们这个投资人讲的东西能够做出来，而且能够 scale， 而且有持续性，并不是做 one time demo。那就是我总感觉以前 Poseidon 是这一个 network node 的中心点，就 David 会来问我说 Albert 能做什么，Albert 会来问我说 Brian 能做什么，Brian 会来问我说 Ira 能做什么。那这些因为这些人大部分就是我亲手招的嘛，所以当然我最知道每个人的 competency， 但这个东西要从我的脑袋 offload， 我就真的很感谢 Ira， 因为他 build 的这个东西，他让我们团队就是变的沟通模式从树状变成网状。以前所有东西都要问 Poseidon，Poseidon 说这个东西不要问我，问 Albert， 然后 Albert 来问我，这东西不要问我，这个东西问在。到现在我们团队每个人跟每个人直接沟通，在 Discord 上面，那我们有几十个 channel， 当然很复杂。And Ira, can you jump to the next? No. Space Technology Atlas, I think we have demoed too much. We don't need to talk about Space Technology Atlas. But can you switch to the investor portal? This is something, it's my dream. To be honest, it's my dream. Because you cannot imagine in the past 11 years, 你们有从 Fund 1到 Fund 2到 Fund 3到 Fund 4收到季报的，每一次都40-50页，大部分都我写。当然，自从有 Zack 之后就是 Zack 写，自从有 AI 之后就是 AI 写。但是就是我还是50页都要亲自 read 过，所以每次其实发季报我都很 panic。我每次发季报，真的每一次发季报，整个晚上都没了。就是我必须大概从中午12点，然后因为只要审到这个 data source， 我不确定是不是真的，或是里面有一个 graph， 但这个 graph 的出处是哪里，我就要去旁征博引。所以最后都从今天中午写到隔天中午，然后我就去睡觉，我就睡一个大觉，我让自己睡一整天，就是很 panic。但我觉得重大的东西不是说浪费我时间，而是我一直觉得为什么 VC-PE Fund 的 GP 跟 LP 要有一个90天以上的断层。当然我知道这是 GP 为了赚钱的，如果 LP 有 visibility 进去，这个 GP 现在正在看的所有 deal， 我们 deal 有分 Phase 1到 Phase 10， 那是否 LP 就不会付 GP 管理费的呢？ LP 就不会付 GP carry interest？ 我觉得这个是传统 GP 的一个 panic， 但是我真的把我们的 LP 当作是朋友。我们 Fund 3有66个 LP， 那 Fund 4加 Fund 就是 OSF 跟 OIF 加起来可能更多。那包含像 HH， 它是其实待会等下自我介绍的环节 ，networking 的环节可以跟他认识一下，就是在某材料方面的权威。那其实这些 LP 不仅可以帮助掉我们 deal sourcing，也可以帮助我们到 due diligence， 甚至可以帮助我们到 portfolio management， 甚至我们之前方式有一些这个 exit strategy， 最后是我们的 LP 帮我们找到买家才买掉的。但是如果我们 GP 跟 LP 之间总是有90天的断层，这些 synergy、这些 collaboration、这些 opportunity 就不会 flourish。所以这个东西，我觉得做出来会让投资我们的 LP 少一点点，因为有些 LP 觉得就不用投资你们，反正我有跟你们一样 real time 看这些 deal 的这些速度跟能力跟 visibility transparency。但是对于真正相信我们的 LP， 我觉得这个东西非常的 powerful， 就是之后林女士可以不用等到10月、11月才能够知道我们到底在7月、8月、9月做了什么事情。你在上一个厕所的时间，打开手机之后，应该是叫做 investor.ls.fund 或是 lp.ls.fund， 你直接点那个连接。当然你要 login， 它是一个 credential 的，你 login 你属于你自己这个 LP 的账号密码进去。所有你想要知道的 metrics， 从 DPI、TVPI、ARR、IRR， 然后我们所有的投资的所有 portfolio， 现在 portfolio 这个 portfolio 它的今天假设有一个 liquidation events， 估值有很大的增长，今天就会反映出来，它不会反映在下一个季度。那这个是我一直很想要做的 ，it's my dream， and I'm very happy that IRA have built。但是他们现在还在找一些我们比较信任的 LP。推出去让他们使用，看他们有没有什么 criticism， 有没有什么 feedback， 有没有什么 challenge。等到我们信任的内部 LP 都 OK 了，下一个季度很快就是全部 LP 都可以用。